Welcome back. Our time now 8:11 here on 2 News Today on Dayton CW. I'm Dan Edwards along with Dan Foley, Montgomery County Commissioner. It is the final Tuesday of the month. That means it's time to talk about all things countywide. And I think we probably should start with OneDayton.
Sure.
And the campaign to take a look at a more centralized government. Explain what OneDayton is in your opinion.
Yeah, OneDayton is not a county initiative. It's really something that I've been working on personally with a lot of folks who starting from the notion that how can we structure ourselves to compete economically outward rather than compete against each other inward. And so our system of government's about 200 years old. County government, cities, townships, we have 28 jurisdictions and a population of 535,000 people. The main question is how do we structure ourselves at the local government level so we compete outward rather than against each other? So that's it.
You mentioned 200 years of history into this form of governing. I mean,
Right.
Is that the first challenge?
Well, the first challenge for us is to make the case why we think we can compete economically better if we had a more unified structure. You've been to Louisville. In fact, you took us down to Louisville on that bus a couple of years ago. We've seen other communities that have reduced the number of jurisdictions, made their governments more efficient, and I think could make a case that they're competing better. And so what we want to do in 2014 is say to the community, look, we're not the smartest people in the room, but we think there's a case to be made that we can be structured more efficiently, like Louisville, like Indianapolis. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly like that, but it could be similar and allow us to compete better. So that's my opinion. That's our opinion. What we have to understand is if there's enough people in the community who share that opinion so that at some point in time we could put a question on the ballot for people to say, I like it, I don't like it, or I don't have an opinion. And at this point we've not gotten, our job now is to really kind of go out in the community and try to get people to understand why we believe that way, but also get their own opinion as well, because it's going to take a lot of people to understand it, to touch it, and to feel comfortable about it before it could ever pass. I mean, you know, Louisville, it took them 3 times.
Right.
And so our job is to make sure we kind of engage the community, because you can't do it without doing it.
And how are you going to engage them?
We're going to be we're going to be raising some money, number one, but number two, we're going to develop in a structure where we literally go out and have kind of small group meetings and even some large group meetings if we can, and just say, here's what we think, what do you think?
And how soon might those be happening?
Those would start probably at the end of first quarter 2014 through 2014. Then we're going to take what we've heard. We're also going to be crafting a structure that we think is better so that we can give people something, again, to love, not love, or be indifferent about. But we think it's important to give people an idea of what the government could look like, so they have an idea of what they could potentially vote on down the road.
And it is going to be a lot about it. OneDayton, as we take a look at making it a OneDayton.
To compete better economically. Absolutely.
Commissioner Foley, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Dan.